Hello friends, welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel. If today is the first time you're visiting with us, we want to extend to you a very warm welcome and invite you to watch any of our over 560 videos that are arranged for your convenience in playlists, as we are confident you're going to find something both useful and entertaining to watch. If you have been here before, welcome back. If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very happy birthday. So today we have a fun spring project for you, and we're going to build it only using straight cuts, 90-degree cuts. So anyone can build it, even if you don't have power tools. You can make all the cuts you need using a handsaw. So stick around and we're going to show you how to turn some 2x3s or 3x2s, what is the correct way, into a nice looking and very functional garden bench. So then we're going to turn these pieces of 2x3s to this. So let's start. We have decided we want our bench to be 18 inches tall. So our first thing is that we're going to cut 18 inches times 2 from each of our boards. And our boards are 8 feet long, right?
Yep.
So we set our stop, our trusty stop at 18 inches, and we're going to do that. We're going to need 10 of those pieces. We're going to do 10 18-inch long pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start that. Like always, power tools require power. Stupid. And what is this dimension? Should we count it? I mean, should we count it? Should we measure it?
5 feet.
Well, we didn't count it. So the next step is for us to figure out the second dimension we need. We have plenty of the 18th dimension. So what we're doing then, we put them next to one of our boards, and we're going to just make a line, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason we do that is because we're going to alternate, so we need two heights to maintain the 18-inch height of the overall thing, right?
And so then the shorter one will actually butt up against these, and then the longer ones will be in between.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that will keep the design very simple. So we have two piles, and those will really create our two sides, our two legs. And these are longer. These are the exact height that we want our bench to be, which is 18 inches. And these are shorter by that much. Which is really the width of a board, mm-hmm. Right? So we are going to move on to the next step. As you can see, those all are cuts that you can achieve using even a handsaw and a miter box.
Yep.
It is designed to be a very straightforward project without a lot of complicated cuts or joints.
No angles, really.
Angles, right, yeah. All right, we'll be right back. I think you need to pressure the thing. So we're going Suzuki Bank crazy on this. You can control the flow with the button if you want, if you don't want to press the dial. If you don't want to press the trigger, you can turn the dial more on. You actually might be a little too close. So for bigger quantities, this is a larger flame, and of course it works a little better, but it is a little trickier to use.
Make sure you get the end.
I almost find the small one more satisfying. Of course, wood and fire don't mix very well, and Suzuki Ban can be a very dangerous process. So we have our fire extinguisher here. You should have one in your shop regardless, but that allows us to be safe and do the process we want to do without risking burning something. So a couple of tips, regardless if you Suzuki Ban this, the Japanese burning method, or stain or paint these, there are a couple of details. On the long pieces, the ones that they will become the seat, right? You want to apply your finish in all areas and the edges and the ends, right?
Right.
Now on four of your sword pieces, sorry, you want to apply your finish in one of the flat areas, two of the thin areas, and one end. As you can see, the other one we don't have. And then on the other pieces, the long pieces, you only want to apply finish on the two small areas, the two edges, and one end. And why we need to do that? The reason we need to do that is because these are going to be put together and we're going to reinforce them with some glue. And as you know, glue doesn't work if you paint, stain, or in any way finish the wood. And also, both propane and paint cost money, and there is no reason to use it if it is not adding any value to the piece. So that is our tip for the build, and now we're going to have to start assembly. So here is our first dry fit, and we're going to use the same process for what in essence are the legs or the sides, whatever you want to call it, right? So towards me will be the ground, so we want to make sure that the finished surfaces on the edges are towards me. And they are, as you see, they're all finished here.
Yep.
And now we're going to start applying glue, and we're going to use screws. You can use nails, you can use whatever you want. We have plenty of screws. We're going to use screws to do the assembly.
Yeah, and you see that we've staggered short and long ones, and we want all the boards that are touching each other to be not burned,
Right,
and all the
because
edges to not be burned.
your top boards are going to go like this
Right.
and match up too.
Okay, so we're going to start assembly now.
Okay.
You don't need huge amounts of glue. Okay. So we're gluing. We start from approximately the middle, right? And we're going to put a couple of screws.
And they're all completely lined up at the bottom.
Okay.
some in the.
Two or three, how many do you think you want? I think two are plenty.
Two is plenty.
There is no real pressure in this direction, right? In essence, we're using the screws as clamps. It's hard to do it with my left hand. The location is not precise. It's, you know, this is just to hold the. What is wrong with me? Okay.
Should be long. Yeah.
Here we need a little. We need a.
So we did have a little bit of glue come out. We're going to wipe that off. There's blue paper towels right over there, straight ahead.
You can stay more towards the middle with the glue. I think it will be fine. Or whatever you want. I don't think it's critical. And we're using Titebond 3 because it is waterproof.
Okay.
Right?
So blue here, right?
Here it's easier.
Okay.
Okay. Is it tight?
Yeah, looks tight to me.
And we have this, as you can see, so we ensure that we are straight here on the bottom, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Before.
Jumping screws.
Our hands that don't work.
I say it's jumping screws. So we'll finish construction of this side and then come on back.
So here we are, we finished assembling one of the two sides. And a tip we want to give you is when you start the assembly, it makes sense to start from the middle. So again, this is our bottom here.
And we used this so that we had a straight edge to line everything up against and keep everything even.
And then we're going to put two of those, one on each side, and then we're going to build out, right? Does it make sense? So here we're going to put some glue and on both of them and screws.
We wanted the ends that are going to be on the ground to be finished.
Right, and that's what we did on the other one.
And only one of the tops, the one that's going to be facing up and facing the weather
So
to be finished.
this one will be finished. This one is not, because our other facing board comes in here and it is finished, so the whole thing will be finished. But so this is exposed for glue and the fastening, right?
And you will do exactly the same thing for paint, because the glue will not adhere if you paint it every surface, right?
Right.
All right, so we're going to assemble the second leg exactly the same way, and we're going to get right back. We're putting a little bit of glue on the top, and as you can see, we have created a nice receptive area there, or in what you can, almost a dado, right? Like a deep dado. And this is an part of the assembly that probably another set of hands will be beneficial to you, right? And some percussive persuasion, and we hope that we have built the deck strong enough. No, I'm joking. I know we've built the deck strong enough. And you need to start from the middle and do the outside last, so you already have some structure on your bench. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now, I don't know if we have long enough screws. It wouldn't be a bad idea to put a screw there. But if you don't have screws, that's fine too.
Now, where do you want to put the glue now?
Make sure that this one is completely lined up with the others, because these are a little more recessed than this one. You kept pushing this one out, so I just want to make sure they're at the same place.
So we're doing some final touches with the Suzuki band process here, just to get a look that we think is a little more consistent. I don't think it's bad. What do you think?
No, I think she just wants it a little darker.
So here we are, and the bench is pretty much finished, right?
Yeah.
So friends, here's our final product, and it is exactly as we envision it. Wouldn't that be correct?
It is beautiful.
And we don't think that for the cost of the wood, which in our area was around $40 in August of 2021.
This
Or
would be
April.
April. In April 2021, I don't think you could find something similar as sturdy and as good looking, may I say good looking,
Yes.
as this is. What do you ladies think?
I think
I
it
love
turned out really, really well. It fits very well in our surroundings, in our rustic garden. It's going to be durable to the weather, even though it wasn't treated lumber, right?
Right.
And it's very comfortable.
And really, if you wanted to make it for indoors, you could use the same building techniques we did with non-dimensional lumber, right? With higher quality lumber. Because this is just 2x3s, but for outside, this works fine. But that could be a nice bench for like to put your shoes or your boots on indoors, and you can use a little higher quality wood, or potentially use 2x4s and pass them through your planer, you know, just make them better finish.
Yep.
The-
We
the-
bought 8 of the 2x3x8s. We used 6 of them for the major pieces, and the rest of the other 2 pieces for the shorter boards we needed for in between.
with about 2 feet left.
Yep.
So, for under $40, a beautiful bench. Well friends, this concludes our episode, and we certainly hope you enjoyed this build. we most certainly enjoy it, especially Elpida using the super duper flamethrower. We did, like always, learn a lot of things, and we did figure out some things as we were going along. I'm sure we're going to enjoy using these bench in our property. If you did enjoy this video, it will mean a great deal to us and it helps the channel immensely if you give us a thumbs up and if you like this video. Also, let us know what else you might like to see for future builds. From Dr. Wizard, Mrs. Wizard, Elpida, and the Urban Homesteading channel, stay safe, put your masks on, wash your hands, and we are going to see you soon with another episode. Farewell, friends.
So how is
Just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The birds are chirping.
They sure are.
The sun is shining.
Today.
We finished our project and there's still daylight.
which is always a good thing on Saturday.
All kinds of fun things are happening.
So how does it feel up there on your throne?
Well, I didn't a throne, but I could make one. We need to make those taller. You could have armrests.
But is it comfortable for a bench?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
For a mudroom bench or a fireside bench, which I think was the
Yeah.
original idea.
It looks like it's just the right height.
Yeah, it's fine. And again, our dimensions, what is our width
Of what?
of the bench?
5 feet.
So it is 5 feet by 18 inches. And I don't quite know how much this is, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times 3.5, right? Or 2.5. Because that's,
You can't do all the same dimensions because it's the side.
it is the same dimension. What do you mean?
You know what? If we really wanted to know,
Yeah.
we could get a measuring.
We don't believe in measuring
It's
here.
that wide. That's how wide.
But it's all of them are the same dimension.
Yep, it's about that
It's
wide.
it's all the same dimension.
Yep.
1, 2, 3,
and
4,
the
5,
best thing
6,
about
7.
this design too is that it allows, rain to fall through. It won't collect things on top because there's a vent system built in.
A vent system.
Vent.
So we can call that the air-conditioned bench.
Air
It
conditioned
is.
bench. Yeah.
Climate control bench. There you go. It keeps your butt nice and...
Oh, I'm glad
cool.
to know that report. That's excellent feedback.
I don't know what happens if people wear skirts in here, but
Who's wearing skirts?
people that visit potentially could wear a skirt.
People that visit wearing skirts in our backyard.
Yes,
Okay. Neat.
I know. Very nice.